Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the DACC qualifier. I am Luminous. I'm going to be joined by Ailson for two best of two today. Today we're starting out with WG.Unity versus Faceless. And this should be a best of three, correct. This should be a very did I say best of two or something?
Yes.
Okay, we've been casting too many best of twos, but no, it's going to be a best of three. So this is going to be the first set. The second set, I believe it is going to be Mineski versus TNC. So we have some of the, I think the best matches out of all of the permutations that is possible in the current tournament here. So I'm really looking forward to today. And right from the get-go, we have the Crystal Maiden Kunkka combination being picked up here. And we've been seeing a lot of CM first phase picked. And we've been seeing a little bit more of Kunkka as well. So good stuff.
Yeah, I really like seeing CM getting picked up nowadays. Because all it means is more mana, more fighting. It's not going to be as passive. At least that's what I assume.
Yep. Kunkka is one of those heroes that is quite mana intensive. And looks like Faceless has no fear. They pick up the Ember Spirit right into the Kunkka. The other day I was mentioning how, X marks the spot is a tool that you could use against Ember Spirit. Although good Ember will know the timing of the X Torrent combo and then we'll try to dodge it with Fire Remnants and whatnot. And more importantly...
That's so difficult.
I mean, you could do it. You could do it.
You can definitely do it. It's very tough though.
Jabs has been doing very well on Ember, so.
I like to see that first ban Pudge against Faceless, as well as the Magnus.
Yeah.
What is Ice Ice's hero this game if there's no Magnus?
Enigma.
Which Helm of the Dominator offlaner are we gonna see today?
Tie Hunter. I mean, just like he has a random button, the only randoms off lanes, and then he just buys HOD. XY gonna be playing the Earth Spirit. I've heard that he played it extremely well in the Dota Pit tournament. Although I think the first match he played it back from Dota Pit, he was playing it right after Tim's, and I'm like, this is no Tim's. Although comparing it to Tim's is pretty big comparison.
I think he'll do fine. I think Earth Spirit is one of those heroes. Is one of those heroes where, like, you have to have someone who's just way above average in order to pick it.
Sure.
Otherwise, the hero just isn't good enough.
It's not like a random support hero you could select and throw anyone on there and like it'll be fine. CM will do CM things, but Earth Spirit is kind of a different tale. Alright, second phase coming through. We're gonna check out the Darkseer, a great combination with that Earth Spirit and also with the Ember Spirit. Have we
double shield? Have
we ever seen the triple Spirit draft?
Reserve time.
That's a good point. I don't think we're gonna see it here though.
No, I don't think so either.
Unfortunately for their Storm Spirit brother, he's not exactly as good as these two.
Well, it's more that Ember and Storm kind of takes the same lane, so kind of an issue there.
I mean, unfortunately for Storm Spirit, Ember is also better than Storm in like every way right now.
Not every way, but
Well, you can't jump halfway across the screen with your mana. You can jump quarter way of the screen with your mana.
I mean, Storm jumps further than Ember. I don't know what you're trying to say here.
No, I'm just joking. I'm just trying to say that Ember is like pretty damn close to that kind of movement.
Yeah.
10 seconds to go.
I mean, yeah, he might as well be. 5
seconds.
All right, we got the second phase ban coming out. Some more of Ice hero taken out. Although Nyx Assassin, generally one of Ice's best hero, is going to be taken out by Nuts. Has Nuts been drafting for them, or have they recently switched? I recall it was Jabs drafting. Might have been Nuts, I'm not sure. Do you know? Alright, Steven is just dead. I don't know where he went.
Invoker. Radiant's pick.
Into Invoker.
Wait, were you AFK the whole time? Because I could only hear you say some random
10
stuff.
seconds to go.
Like into Invoker.
Test.
Test.
5
Are
seconds.
you using
We
pressure?
good?
Are you using push to talk?
No, it's not that.
Dyer's pick.
There seems to be like a power issue in my house. Actually, 5 minutes before this game started, my entire house like short-circuited. So I don't know if there's lasting effects.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, so we're having some technical issues here, but hopefully this won't continue throughout the series.
Seconds.
Well, that's one scenario where Storm Spirit is better than the other two. At least you could power a computer.
Radiant's pick.
Nothing Emperor Earth could do about that. But we're gonna see a TIE Hunter from WG.Unity. You know, apart from Faceless, I have not ever seen a C team pick up TIE Hunter in this patch. So this is something new.
Another thing to mention is they boldly pick it into Rubik. So this is
5 seconds.
This is something, and then you just got off.
Reserve time.
oh sorry, I said they boldly picked it into a Rubik, so it's potentially a Rubik show.
I see. I think the last time we saw this particular matchup, it was, I want to say WG actually, or was that Execration that had a Rubik against the TIE Hunter and was able to seal the Ravage like at least once or twice. And once or twice sounds very little, but against some of the best TIE Hunter players in the world, such as Ice, that's already a lot. So we'll see if Nuts is able to deliver the stolen Ravage the other way around. But honestly, like if you're just very careful with your TIE Hunter Anger Smash, you should be able to prevent that from being stolen. Until Rubik gets something like Blink or Aether Lens, which honestly you should not be able to farm to in a normal game until like very, very late.
I would say it kind of depends. It really depends on the player as well, and just how the team likes to play around it. Like sometimes, if the player is really, really good on Rubik, for example, it's not exactly out of the question where they just give him the lane for 5 to 10 minutes, or maybe 10 minutes is a little extreme, but maybe it's like 5 minutes.
Okay.
Just so he can farm a Blink Dagger. Because like at the end of the day, if he's really that good, then you might as well let him farm the Blink Dagger, right?
Well, if Faceless is looking to play that sort of carry in the safe lane, I'm thinking of Black's Clinks. He plays it kind of very mobile. There you go.
Nice call.
So
Nice
then
call.
he
Yeah.
will be roaming the mid game, and that will free up Rubik to farm the Blink if that's what they're looking for.
Right. Pretty much anything that can just farm the jungle.
Yeah. Another suggestion I was going to make is probably the Slark, but Slark is maybe a little bit more lane dependent than Clinks. But
5 seconds.
we are up to the final ban. Both teams needing another.
Reserve time.
Actually, Warrior needs a carry. Faces needs an off lane. By the way,
Warriors Gaming needs a carry that can 5-man with their team, because right now their team is just really, really dependent on this Tidehunter Ravage. They have to like stick together, I feel.
Luna question mark?
Good point. Luna is completely ignored.
Yeah.
Definitely not out of the question here.
What a world we live in. Isn't Luna normally like first phase every time?
It's just funny too, because it's Warriors Gaming. I feel like if there's any team in Southeast Asia right now, Warriors Gaming is
Seconds to go.
like the first ones to pick up that Luna.
Yeah. I say Luna does very well, right? Because you talked about a good 5-man hero. She's probably the best one in the current
Reserve
scene,
time.
in the current patch.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Just everything she offers is... Oh, and there's a ban.
Yep.
So no Luna.
Radiant's pick.
We're gonna see Ice heroes first. How good is Enigma in this particular game?
I think it's actually okay.
10
I think it's
seconds
just
to go. 5 seconds.
I don't think you can rely on the black hole very well. There's just like too much you have to worry about, I think.
Sure.
Reserve time.
Although, like we've been mentioning, Black Holes isn't really the tool that you rely on.
Yeah, but I mean the thing about that is I think Tidehunter and Kunkka are actually pretty good against the Enigma push. Like you can easily just walk up your Tidehunter and just anchor smash it.
Right. I say
they're not going to do any damage to you.
every one of these heroes are okay. Ooh, we're gonna see the Ice Timber.
First pick.
We have not seen this in a long while, and maybe WG was lulled into a false sense of security, because this is always an option. Quick, what's a great safe lane carry that could bully the Timber?
10 seconds to go. 5
Is
seconds.
this a power outage or is this Aosin not sure what's happening?
Reserve time.
Alright. It's a power outage. Well, I'm not exactly sure what the carry hero of choice here for WG is. I think something like a Terrorblade would be pretty good in terms of giving the big burst of damage, but no, it's going to be a Morphling instead. So we're going in for a magical route. Not exactly as good for a 5-man kind of push, but does have a lot of legs in terms of mid and late game. The problem is you're allowing Ember and Klings to also go into the mid and late game uncontested. I feel like this particular lineup for Faceless is actually fairly weak against a big frontal push, apart from Timbersaw. And I felt like if they went for TB there, they would have been able to take down a lot of early towers. But instead, WG is kind of playing for, I believe, a kind of a different route. We'll see how it works out.
I believe I am alive again.
Okay. Do you know if we should go to like TeamSpeak? Would that be better or?
I don't think it's that. It's just the computer's, or not my computer, but my router seems to be having issues. I'll just try to sort it out after this game.
Okay.
5 seconds.
That router life,
Interesting
man.
to see Morphling.
Yeah.
Morphling is actually pretty decent here, but
Is it?
I think you were mentioning that Faceless's lineup isn't exactly great to walk into Warriors Gaming.
Well, I was saying that if they did go for, let's say, Luna, obviously Uspanda, or Terrorblade, then they would be able to do a lot of pushing. And I don't think Faceless' lineup is very good against pushing, right? Like a 5-man push. Alright, router problem, indeed.
What's with all the scribbling?
But we are paused, so we have some time to get Aosin back. And more importantly, this is game 1 of a best of 3 series, so we're definitely going to see at least one more game. It would not surprise me if this goes to a full 3-game series, as I think both of these teams are fairly close.
Am I still alive?
You're alive. I see you signing into Dota 2 as well. Did everything crash?
That's so strange because it doesn't seem like anything else is having issues.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if you can fix it in between the breaks. Or maybe you could go fix it now and then join back in. Either way.
It's not exactly too much I can really do, except for pray for it to work. Because I don't think there's anything that needs to be fixed. It's just a power outage or power reset.
Okay.
But what I was trying to say is that I think Faceless's team is actually pretty good for fighting into these kind of pushing lineups with this lineup.
Okay.
Because all you have to do is you pretty much just bait your Timbersaw and your Earth Spirit to go in first. Because the damage output between the two of them should be more than enough, I feel. Like if you just drop everything and you go in there and you kind of like force the Tidehunter to Ravage, then the rest of the team just comes in like triple Remnant and clinks from the backline or something like that. I think it should be more than enough to take team fights head on.
That was very, very reminiscent of what happened yesterday when Gabby's Timber was, I think, doing the exact same role, right? He was, at the end of the game, like 14-0 and 8. He just stood in the front line, tanked for his team, and never died. Is that kind of what?
Well, that's like a
that's like a different story. I think what Aosin is trying to say, but okay.
restart, I think, since we have a little bit of time here.
You're back.
I think I'm gonna try to restart while we have a few moments here.
Restart computer.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have no other option.
Good luck. Restart always fixes things.
Yeah. I'm a tech scrub, so this is the only solution I have.
It's better than most. Better than praying.
Alright, I'll be back in like 2 minutes.
Okay. Alright, I guess since we have a pause, I'll quickly introduce who's playing what. Generally, we don't have the luxury to do so anymore because everyone's teleporting and then dropping down wards, but we got Nuts playing the Rubik here for Faceless, Black playing his signature Clinks, Jabs on the Ember Spirit, very, very good on the hero, Ice playing also his signature Timbersaw, and XY playing an Earth Spirit that reportedly extremely good, and we'll see what he's going to do today. Me on the other side, we got Nana playing Invoker. We don't know exactly whether it's going to be a Quals Wex or an Exhort one. Although, given the amount of lockdown, oh my lord, given the amount of lockdown on the available to WG, we're likely to see an Exhort Invoker to take advantage of the Sunstrike combination early on. We got Ben, which is personally the most impressive player I've seen recently in the C scene. Like, he just came out of nowhere. I don't know what this guy's past history is, but really big plays on his axe, on his slaughter. This is my first time seeing him play Tidehunter. We'll see how well he does. X Nova playing the Crystal Maiden. We got Afu playing Kunkka. Normally I want to say that when Crystal Maiden is stream drafted, Afu generally plays the hard support. So interesting to see them kind of switch things up. We got Aljit now playing Morphling. And we'll see how he does on the hero. I gotta say though, Rubik has a great amount of steals this game. Talked about the Tidehunter obviously as a Ravage, but being able to get any Morphling spell, well, I guess mostly Waveform and Morph is probably what he wants. That's pretty decent. And then a couple of Invoker spells are quite good. Especially if you get like Meteor or Deafening Blast. CM spells, not so much, but if you get the Bolt or the X, is quite good. In fact, I've seen a lot of Rubik player where they get X by Kunkka, they immediately turn around and steal X from Kunkka, and then they walk away. They X themselves, and when Kunkka X you back, you X yourself back. I don't know how many times I said X in that statement, but alright. Looks like we are on the way here. Fu already dropping a couple of wards. In fact, he's got both the wards. Normally you see Kunkka starting things off with the Windlace, but no such thing here. Now I wonder if Nana actually scouted things out with the Sunstrike. Because it's so normal to Sunstrike immediately, right after, you know, people spawn. Whether like they caught the smoke from Faceless. Alright.
30 seconds.
We always see these players going for this particular D-ward spot. And you can see that he's playing Signet just to clip this ward, which unfortunately for them is not there. And we've been seeing teams like edging more and more with the wards over here, just to dodge this particular D-ward. This ward honestly sees very little. I mean, sees a rotation through the jungle, but I guess this also sees a rune, whether it's spawned or not. So that's pretty interesting, I guess. Not exactly the biggest fan of this ward, but it'll do, it'll do. Alright, the mid lane, we got Jabs versus Invoker, and I gotta say, this is probably an Invoker favorite matchup. Especially if he puts a point into Wex and gets access into Alacrity early on. Alright, we got a little bit of a block on the block on the neutral spawn, so Tidehunter can't go back in jungle, but Tidehunter still has access to this one and probably could pull Ancients to prepare for a little bit later on. Tidehunter normally very strong in the off lane, but I think this is probably one of the toughest lane for him to actually go up against. Thinks it's going to be a pretty amazing harasser, and oh, that's first plus miss. My bad. We got XY drawing it here against the Crystal Maiden. Not exactly sure how CM died. Timbersaw does not have anything. Has reactive armor, so I guess CM probably went on the offensive, and they try to force a kill, and he took a little bit more creep damage than necessary. Kind of a big problem here, because Timbersaw being able to get freely level 2 is not exactly what you want. And this is what we were talking about earlier, where Black gets to harass very easily by strafing it into Ben, and Ben, interestingly, don't Gush at level 1. This is definitely not plan A, man. Gush is not going to help him to duck back into the jungle, which he might need to do. Nana does have that point into Alacrity. Although his mana is starting to run extremely low. Probably Thrall, Sunstrike or something up top. X-Nova's gonna go back to jungle. Gonna get himself level 2. Most likely gonna go back for Aura instead of the Nova. I actually don't think that he's able to pick up kills against the Timber even with Nova. But we'll see. Because like this Tri-Lane doesn't actually do that much damage. Torn does very little. Crystal Maiden, especially against reactive armor, does like nothing. And you're just really up to like Morphling that's dealing right-click damage. Which again, against reactive armor is not going to be enough. So I think it's actually better off for X-Nova to just to jungle and get Aura. So far, it seems like he's holding the point. Makes me think that he's going to go for the Nova instead. Ben coming around. Does have that point into his Anchor Smash now. But unfortunately, nothing much you can do about it. Instead, we're going to see a rotation to the mid lane. And you can see that X-Nova is still holding onto the skill point. I don't think he wants to use it until... Okay, now he gets the Nova. They want Ember Spirit. The Spirit is rotating through. It's going to be a very tough angle coming through. Jabs coming in here, and Nova's going to start things off. Nice horn! That was a blind one. Jabs is going to be going down. Nana picks up the kill. Excuse me, X-Nova does with his Frostbite. That was a very nice torrent by Afu. Normally you need X to prep that one up, but good confidence by him. And it seems like Ajit is okay being left alone. Timbersaw is getting a lot of farm, but I think he is going to get a lot of farm regardless whether the supports are here. So, good stuff. Meanwhile, we got a little pull going on here. Nuts breaking the trees with telekinesis and pulling it through. And then using the tier 2 tower to help him farm a little bit. You don't actually need to use telekinesis, because you could just like tango through to do it. But telekinesis helps out a little bit. Meanwhile, Nana, going for the deny here, will be able to get it. Nicely done. Did not see the beginning of that engagement. I guess he got caught out in the river and was able to run to deny. But denying yourself is still very costly. You're counted as a level 6 hero when you're denying yourself, so the respawn time is so pretty high. Alright, Afu's standing right next to a ward, so that gank is not very possible. So again, not exactly sure what they could do against Ice, who is comfortably last hitting now. He's actually higher last hit than the Morphling. Alright, this is definitely not a good sign here for WG, who might have actually gotten the first blood, but is actually losing every single lane as we speak. Ice with his 3 points into reactive armor, comfortably walks past the tower. And it's just harassing pretty hard. Afu circles around level 2 Torrent, which is... I mean, it's okay. But I don't think they can actually kill Timbersaw, especially with the Poor Man Shield, Magic Stick. And now an Orb of Venom. Interesting. I do believe XY has an Orb of Venom already? Yeah. So it looks like this is just him trying to get a kill. X Torrent to start things off. Okay, Sunstrike on top. Frostbite. Ooh. X Nova, did he Frostbite early? It looks like he did, and now he's gonna go back here. I mean, he's actually gonna just go back to full HP. And that was all of the combo on the side of WG. Now they're running low in terms of mana. This is rather tough here for WG. Ben also struggling very tough on the bottom lane. Only 9 CS for the TIE Hunter, which is not something you see too often. I think this particular sentry has done so much work. And the rune is gonna get taken up here by Nuts as well, man. The Faceless supports are just going to work, and you see Nuts is chasing Ben away. Ben probably gonna pop a shrine and go back to the lane, but this is not the ideal start for the TIE Hunter. And these are very, very good early game hero by WG, and they're, despite of that, unable to do too much of anything. Maybe it's time to actually use a smoke and try to set out another kill. But I do believe Jabs is level 6 already, so that kill is going to be hard to come by. And looks like Faceless is gonna be doing a rotation of their own. Jabs taking a lot of damage here.
Dyer's bottom tower's getting the business.
Smoke is available on XY, but instead I think they're gonna just rotate mid. Row in is not gonna be enough here. Nana does have a ward. Perhaps seeing the Earth Spirit rolling in. Expecting a sentry here. Not gonna be. Oof. Man, look at that right click. Oh, top lane. Ice going to work here against Ajit. Ajit's gonna straight up TP out. And he does have a replicate here, so he'll be able to refill in terms of mana and come right back. Although he might be coming right back into a gang party. Ice still has a decent amount of mana. He's keeping the wave under the tower. Okay. Morphling, is he gonna come right back? I mean, I'm pretty sure he'll be. Alright, he's back here. Support still available. Waveform has already been used, but XY misses the roll. The silence and the kick will hit though. Nuts does have the telekinesis. Is it going to be enough damage? Ajit taking a ton of it, but he is strength morphing. Here comes Afu with the X torn up Ice, but I'm not sure if that's actually going to be enough regardless. Alright, Magic 6 back up. He chains away. Do they have Sunstrike available? They do, but yeah, that kill was just not happening. In fact, Ice moving forward, just tanking out for his team. Nuts coming in as well. The kick is going to hit on Afu. Nova's gonna hit on 2 people, and Afu now gets lifted up. Torn's gonna hit, I think. No, it hits nobody, and Afu's gonna be dead. You know, Crystal Maiden's gonna be running back to the tower. They do ping out Nuts, but I'm not sure whether that's gonna be enough. Sunstrike, not gonna hit. Silence gonna be on Ajit. Waveform, 1 more second. The waveform coming through is gonna pick up the kill. That is a 1-for-1 on the top lane, but meanwhile, I do believe Black just got a solo kill against the Tidehunter on the bottom side, so this is pretty much a disaster for WG, losing every single lane. And honestly, they just have no reply to anybody. This Crystal Maiden Kunkka combination needs to be active throughout the map and pick up kills. And yeah, picking up smokes is the way to go. Unfortunately for Afu, he's not level 6, so these ganks are also not very guaranteed. But gotta do something, you know? As the game going like this, I think we're gonna see Faceless just stomp the mid game. Alright, we're gonna see a smoke. This time bringing Nana. Very interesting. Normally you don't need to bring the Invoker because of the ability of Sunstrike, but he is gonna be providing a ton of right-click damage. And it seems like 2 days in a row now, teams just want to kill the Timbersaw. We saw yesterday they were doing it against Gabby. And although, to be fair, I think this gank is actually gonna work here. Ice. Well, gonna get the everything against him, and Nana's gonna pick up the kill. But still, that was a 4-man rotation, and Faceless gets to shove the mid lane in. Black already here in preparation of a backstab. Level 9 here, maxing the Windwalk instead of searing arrows. Not something you see too often. Alright, X marks a spot, X torn. The question is, do they have detection? Does not seem like it. Meanwhile, on the back line, XY trying to run away, and looks like he is going to go down. So, the moving death ball of WG.Unity, able to pick up 2 kills back to back. Pretty good stuff here. And this is really the recovery they needed. Midas is now off online for Invoker. They have Mango Ravage if they want to commit that one, but I think they needed a little bit more here to make sure that kill is going to happen. Alright, Ice going for a new build on Timbersaw. I say new, but it's been around for like 2-3 months, where if you feel like you're gonna die to a lot of magic damage, you go Hood first. Forget about that Bloodstone. And honestly, this game is, I mean, everybody is dealing magic damage, so good choice on his part. One thing I noticed about Ice is, even right after a death, like, he's just unfazed. He's like, I'm gonna just go back to the lane and keep on farming. You could kill me again, maybe. I'm gonna make you work for it. And now with the Hood, I think it's actually gonna be too difficult for them to actually get a kill on him. He could pick up the Arcane Boots on the side shop if he wants, or he could just keep shoving the lane, which he will do. Oh, the Courier is gonna get the Arcane Boots to him. And now we're gonna see another smoke gank, or just a rotation? They are just rotating. Ajit's gonna port out. The question is, will Ice sense the gank coming?
Radiant's bottom tower
Seems like he does, and he'll back away.
Oh, good.
You have done well, my friend. I have finally come back.
All right. Have you done anything?
Sorry for the technical difficulties.
That was a
Entirely on me.
12-minute restart, dude. What kind of wooden PC are you?
It was more than that. I had to restart everything.
The router.
Hopefully, it seems to be fine now.
Okay.
All right, if you have to fill me in, what did I miss?
Oh, you missed WG losing out every single lane.
Okay.
I
Well,
think-
they're 3 to 4 right now.
Yeah. I mean, the Invoker has caught up pretty nicely because of gank on Ice. But apart from that,
Every lane has been lost.
Yeah,
I mean, the golden experience definitely reflects the laning phase,
Yep.
losing pretty badly.
So one thing that you were kind of predicting is the allowing Nuts to get some more farm in the lane, while Black.
Is that what they've been doing?
No, they have not been doing that. It was actually just
Oh,
Nuts,
okay.
Nuts and XY just like walking around, zoning people out, and even despite Black not being there right now. Oh, he's gonna try to kill
Well, they spot
Ajit.
out Ajit.
They need a silence.
It's a really tough kill. They have to silence him
Yep,
immediately.
there you go. The kick is gonna miss, but the lift is gonna be enough to pick up the kill. And Nuts still strength morph. So he is casually at 1400 HP. Good stuff.
Always nice spell to steal.
Yep.
This is actually,
Provide their structures.
when you look at it, this is such a great game for Rubik. Like, there are just so many good spells to steal here.
Yeah. WG is mostly just reacting to whatever that Faceless is throwing at them, but every time they're making these moves, they're losing 1 or 2 heroes, and they're losing a lot of the HP on their towers. So Faceless is so far so good.
This is kind of, this is like definitely what you want as Faceless as well, because
Oh.
you know.
Warren
how-
from Fog here, they X up jabs, but he's very tanky because of the Flame Guard. He will run away, and dodging that X marks the spot. Ben did not want to use this Ravage. And by the way, we are 14 minutes in, and we have not seen a single Ravage just yet. So maybe that
Oh
was
wow,
a,
really?
yeah, that was a good position to use it there.
Yeah, I think it would have been worth it because they still had a boat ready as well, and they had 4 heroes. They definitely had the damage.
Afu is definitely showing his powers on the Kunkka. A lot of just like torn from the fog, without X to prep things up. Well, this time we are going to see
X
the
on
X.
XY.
Yeah, and he's dead.
I think at this stage, you definitely have to start converting these kills into some kind of objective. Like, look at how Ice is farming. This is the kind of pressure you want to be putting as WG, not as Faceless.
By the way, I really like his choice of the booster that he picked up. Normally everyone just picks up the point booster, right? Just for a good mix, but he's just gonna go with the tankiness. How do you kill this guy? You just don't, man.
You really don't. I do wish he got at least a soul ring just so he could farm.
Yeah.
Well, he has it now, but a lot of times you don't really see it much earlier than this.
Okay. We're gonna see Black rotating in. Crystal Maiden's pretty much a free kill. Although, you know, Ravage could make things a little bit awkward.
But yeah, like, looking at the way the game's been going, WG are playing this out very, very passively. This is really reliant on the Morphling carrying them later.
Yeah. And this is personally my issue with Morphling is that it just doesn't do anything like for the first 20 minutes. Whereas if it's, you know, Luna or Terrorblade, he will be knocking down towers, at least creating some pressure on the map. But this is as 4v5 as it gets.
I think I would give a little more credit to Morphling than that. I think he's not that weak. Waveform, obviously, a very powerful nuke. Repositions you as well, and I mean, Morphling's right click isn't exactly terrible at this stage of the game. I mean, if you look at his damage with that much intelligence, he's hitting for like 150 or so. So he's not like the worst, but obviously they're just not playing that way either. He's not farming with a replicate up at all times or whenever possible.
Yeah.
Like, it's on cooldown right now when he could easily replicate a teammate of his and then like move together or something like that.
I mean, he did die once or twice to the XY gank, so maybe he's not too confident doing the split push play. He's looking to just farm in front of his tower and allowing his team to create the space and WG gonna look for a tier 1 trade of their own. Alright, they're starting to get on board on these towers. That's good. But here comes Black. And
Look at this ice itemization. You just backpack the
sorry, yeah, I like it. And now it's gonna be Kunka getting lifted up. Afu's gonna be going down here. Ports are still coming back in. Alright, Sunstrike was stolen, so Ravage is pretty much free to go if they want to use it. No, Nuts is gonna go down. Sunstrike is gonna hit on Ben, but he walks it off because he has a TIE Hunter. They still could fight this if they want. The rotation is gonna come in from the backline from Ajit, but scouted out by Black. They could turn around and kill Ajit if they like. I do believe they have the burst damage. He is rooted. No silence just yet. Meanwhile, on the backline, Ravage has been committed to get Ice. With pretty much every single ultimate in the book. Nana eats a mango. Nice stun here, breaking off that thing. And now XY gets off a 3-man silence. Triple remnant in. Wait, no mana to actually go for the triple remnant in. And now it's retreat time. Faceless gonna lose one more here on the way out. Jab miscalculating.
There's no remnant.
Yeah, and now he's... Oh, there is 3 remnants on the backline.
He has a blink as well.
Yo, imagine if you just TP back to the base right now and get mana. And then just
Walks through it.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's gonna walk through it.
Yeah. Man, that would have been
very, very overconfident play from Ice. He just, tried to bait everything out in front of their face, but he's tanky, but he's not tanky enough to tank a Sunstrike Meatball and Ravage.
I think it's one of those things that he probably expected himself to die, but he expected his teammates to be a bit closer so that they could punish them for using all his spells on them. But his teammates are a little bit further away than what he has imagined.
Another thing that's kind of interesting to me, do you think the 10% EXP is worth it, or the 150 health?
For
the
who?
Timbersaw talent?
For a Timbersaw?
Yeah.
I feel like the EXP gain is quite negligent, right?
Yeah, 10%. I guess you're right.
I feel like if you just die once, whatever you have gained from that 10% is not worth that.
But what if you don't die?
I mean, he just did, right? So I just think that just getting health is probably better. Now, if it's like 15 to 20%, maybe. I don't know. 10% seems.
I think either way, I actually like both talents.
I think the percentage gain,
nothing like too crazy.
the EXP gain percentage gain is only worth if you're getting Midas. But
okay, I guess that's fair. All right, X combo.
X torn
It's gonna be enough.
Everything here, but XY here to bail out his team. Nice silence.
All right, they gave him the everything, but he only lost 800 life.
No.
That was a really nice
nice bait.
hood pop as well.
No, they didn't give him the Ravage. Doesn't count. Alright, Black.
Yeah, that's true. That's like a really important one as well.
Oh, waveform has been used. Is Black gonna...
Oh, he has a Desolator.
Yeah. He's gonna try to TP out.
Oh, they need a stun.
Oh. Meanwhile, looks like Rubik has got found. Okay, he's gonna try to do something, but a cold snap with the Ice Wall doing a lot of work. Sunstrike misses. He thought he hit.
Wait, there's an Ice Wall.
Yeah,
He
and
might
that's
make
just
it.
gonna walk away. That was not the time to do cool guy walks away from explosion. Especially when your explosion just doesn't hit.
I would say that's really sick play from Nuts, but really careless play from
No, yeah.
WG as well.
Okay.
Radiant's mid tower could use a hand.
Well,
Fun trying to bust
I gotta say, despite me kind of ragging on the Morphling, the pacing of the game makes me feel like
towers coming up.
if this goes on for like 10 more minutes, the Morphling is gonna be pretty much online, so Faceless needs to keep up the pressure and probably can't really lose.
Oh, they know Black is here.
Ooh, the stomp onto Black, and Black is gonna get the whole combo on top of his face. TIE Hunter walking in for the Ravage. He will Ravage Anchor Smash, and Ice is in there. He's still very, very tanky. He's X'd up. Okay, okay, are they gonna bring him back? Crystal Maiden ultimate is out. Torn is gonna miss. He's still alive here. They need a little bit more. Crystal Maiden needs that Frostbite. They see Nuts coming back in. That's a great Ice Wall. That's a Gush being stolen.
what a
Nuts
silence.
doing a lot of work, and now Ice obviously coming back into the fight. Centaur does have a stomp. Is he gonna be using it? Okay, no. X going to work. Ben, meanwhile, on the back line, just tanking a lot of HP. Still alive, but barely. He's gonna go down finally. And meanwhile, them chasing Ice as a lot of the rest of the Faceless team to come in. And then we result into a 4-to-1 exchange. They blew up Black, but then they just didn't have enough stuns to kill anybody else.
Oh, bottom lane? No, there's no detection.
Yeah.
That was just a classic, let's focus Timber and it ends up poorly kind of scenario.
It's a thing that I think I've seen too many in pro games. Why do you think pros are so adamant on focusing Timbers?
Well, it's just one of those situations where you have 4 people on top of him. He's disabled.
Yeah.
And your team consists like mostly of magic damage. But I mean, that's just the power of this build, right? You have a hood, then you got that reactive armor. There's just no damage coming out, or
So,
not enough at least.
You know what I say to that? We don't have 5 people on top of him. Let's back off. Because honestly, I think you need an Invoker there to be like they definitely need Meatball at least to make sure they get that kill.
I think one of the more important ones is actually Cold Snap.
Yeah.
I think Cold Snap is like one of the only ways that you can kill a Timber Saw.
Well, also like
this lineup at least.
Bolt was on cooldown, X was already used, so a lot of the big control and big damage is on CD.
He also has that 14 health regen
Yeah.
talent.
Okay.
Like look at his regen with 20 stacks of armor. He has 61 health regen.
Seems good. Seems balanced.
That's like the entire torrent, like negated. The entire gush is negated too after a couple of seconds.
I mean,
He's got that pipe now as well.
Yeah.
Like how do you kill him?
You don't?
Like you said, you gotta have 5 people on top of him.
Well, I guess if you're a WG fan, raise your hand and give some energy to Ajit, because he needs every one of it. Right now he is looking super weak. Here comes Jabs. Alright, that's gonna force him away.
The other thing too is he's going for the Manta build first instead of the offensive E-Blade build because he absolutely needs a way to break the Earth Spirit Silence.
Yep.
Oh, they're gonna make it a jump on Jabs to see if Jabs is caught out here.
Warren Bow combo, is it gonna be good? No, he's
Oh, so close.
the slight into. I wonder if it's correct just to bolt first and then torrent to get the perfect chain stun. But,
Yeah, it was just that like super small time gap between the torrent and the boat.
Man, Ajit has been very aggressive using his waveform to farm, and now
Bottom lane.
yeah.
They have to silence him before he starts morphing. And Jabs, he finds the pick off on his own.
Yeah, Crystal Maiden getting picked.
Crystal Maiden, unfortunately, it's just food for a lot of these heroes.
I mean, Crystal Maiden is food for like about 100 hero in this game.
Only being level 9 and not having a single defensive item to his name. Not to mention he's going for the Midas.
Is he
I don't
actually
think he'll
going
be seeing
Midas?
that for a
Yeah, I'm not sure about
Well,
that.
he's got the glove.
Yeah,
He's
okay.
got the glove in his backpack. He
Honestly,
still has to buy the support.
I think a Helm might be better at this stage. Maybe not. I guess Helm
Well,
is pretty similar to cost. So
If you know you're never gonna finish that Midas, then obviously the argument is that you can go for anything and it'll be better than Gloves of Haste.
Yeah.
Like a Bracer, or even a Null Talisman, even a Wraith Band.
Even a Wraith Band. Oh man, Wraith Band is good stats, man.
I'm not sure you want those kind of stats on the Crystal Maiden.
Have you never like random a hero, and then you buy a Wraith Band, and then your ally swaps you, and you hit yes, and you have a Wraith Band Crystal Maiden just like walking around?
Doable.
Doable, yeah.
Those are very situational. It's not the worst.
Yeah. Better than Glove of Haste, confirmed.
Yeah.
Alright, we got a BKB finish here by Black. A pretty defensive build for Klings, all things considered. No, like normally you would just go Orchid here, but I guess he recognized that as long as they don't find and kill them via Ravage, like WG can't do much.
Well, the other thing is that I think his damage output is more than enough as well.
Sure.
And all of the damage output from WG is pretty much magic damage anyways. So he just needs to survive these team fights.
Really good movement here by Faceless. Recognizing a smoke gang's coming, they scanned out the WG squad. XY though is gonna get pinged out under the tower. Nana's coming in. Does he have Tornado or something? He doesn't. Alright, he's gonna backdoor the tower. And that's gonna drive them away from Roche.
I think they just want to fight this. That's
Okay.
why.
Horn's gonna hit on Ice Ice Ice. Meanwhile, it's Morphling split pushing bottom, so The map movement here from WG pretty decent. In fact, I think if Roshan is being done right now, maybe WG could just go high ground. Or at least Ajit can.
I think they're pinging it out. Yeah, I think they know.
Yeah, just go high ground. Like I don't think they could challenge Roche. And Black is
Well,
taking...
fortunately for Faceless, they're going to finish it right now,
Yeah.
so they shouldn't take too much damage from this.
Well, look
think they
at
should-
Invoker's damage output. That's tier 3 down to about half HP. And now it's going to be a blink forward. Invoker's going to self-heals. Meanwhile, Morphling's walking into the base. I think he's wanting to draw a little bit more, and he's going to replicate back out. Meanwhile, Ice 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 trying to catch as many people as possible. But that should be it. Japs moving forward. Not going to find anybody. So even though that wasn't the best of exchange for WG, I think it's as good as they could have gotten.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Well-gotten gains.
And all of a
They got
sudden,
light.
Invoker is #1 in net worth.
Yeah, he's been farming very well. Sunstrike. Just trying to scare off Black. Oh, Black has to be careful here. Nice sidestep.
Gotta pop that shrine before it dies, man.
Okay, well, Ajit has his Manta now, but he's still a ways away from actually carrying this game. He actually, I feel like he actually needs so many items this game.
Yeah. What do you think his next item is gonna be? The shotgun?
I think it has to be the shotgun. If you don't have the shotgun on Morphling, you're just not gonna win team fights ever. There's just not gonna be enough damage unless some miraculous like 5-man boat combo comes out. The Ravage.
Is there an argument to say that, look, it's already pretty late into the game and everybody has a ton of HP on the other side? Do you just go for like the damage build? Like Butterfly, Scotty, forget about the shotgun and just be the right clicker?
I think as a Morphling, you never underestimate the damage you can get from a Ghost Scepter, no matter how bad it seems for you.
X-Torrent's
I
gonna
think I'll
start
go
things
so
off. XY's gonna get immediately blown up. Ajit comes in though. He gets lifted, but he's gonna get... Oh, what a ravage here. The tornado messing things up a little bit, but wait for him forward. Okay. And now Remnant in. Not gonna hit too much jabs. Going to work. Meanwhile, Ajit on the back line taking a ton of damage as well. Invoker being detected here. He's dropping very low. He's jumping away and looks like he will be fine. Oh, Ice 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 still going forward. Not sure who is he catching. On the back line, looks like they did lose Crystal Maiden. Ice 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 still chasing Nana. Nana dropping extremely low. He does have yields in a couple of seconds. Looks like he just got surrounded from all sides. So, kind of a chaotic fight. And honestly, I think Nana's Tornado just... I don't know, like...
Off the back of that really, really nice
Ravage.
Ravage, yeah, I think you might be right. He might have kind of wasted that Ravage duration.
Yeah.
Gave Faceless the time they needed to turn the fight around. And I mean, it's like a shrine fight as well. I feel like as nice as everything was, you still have to consider, you know, at the end of the day, it was a shrine fight. Everyone just got healed up after the entire combo was dropped.
Yeah, I mean, they started off a fight by taking off XY, which was very key. But what came after that was not so good.
I think the moment they botched up the combo, oh, mid lane.
Okay, good kick, but X-Nova's already up on the cliff. I mean, do you like that move, regardless whether it worked or not by WG? Like, did they need to make some sort of kind of desperate fight in the enemy jungle, or do you think they're okay just kind of holding out on their high ground? And
I think they should definitely try to take some fights right now. They're not exactly so far behind that they, you know, they are forced to just wait for a dream team fight. They definitely need to make some kind of plays happen right now because you want to burn out those BKBs for your Morphling later on in the game. And X-Nova, he is really, really screwed.
yeah. Oh, Ben tried to pop the mech for the teammate, but
Well, Ravage is back up in 20 seconds, so I think they should be fine for holding high ground for now.
yeah. The downside is that Nana has actually gone for phase boots. So as this game goes on, especially at this stage of the game, not having BLTs is really gonna hurt him. Not something you see too often, but I think it was more of like damage control, given his lane didn't go exactly the best.
I think all things considered, if you look at his farm, I think this is probably okay. Like, he'll be able to finish up another item, and then he can always just carry a TP around And if he really needs the space, he can just get rid of the drums over the Midas.
Alright, Nana's on some next level
Top
stuff
lane
right
jabs. I think he wants to find Nana. Does not see him. Oh, it doesn't matter. Dodges the gank.
now. Well, Nana thinks he's dodging a gank. But, alright, he's gonna TP back home. I heard the A just popped, so at the very least, WG has waited that one out. Oh, I just noticed that WG are Battle Cup champions. A full team of them. Nice. Is Faceless the same? No, Faceless is not Battle Cup champions.
I guess they didn't want to play.
Yeah.
Or maybe they lost. It's not exactly surprising to see teams losing in the Battle Cup.
If Faceless loses in Battle Cup, come on.
No, for real, because I was actually watching PPD stream earlier, and they ended up losing because they were just messing around.
Okay.
Like, it was the entire Wanted team as well, and they just, clowned around and you lose, right? Like, I mean, when you're a top tier team, it's kind of hard to take Battle Cup seriously, right?
Fair enough.
Unless your team actually cares about winning.
I mean, I'm sure WG care. They got that trophy sitting nicely in their base. Cause
I mean, to be fair though, a lot of these teams are so far ahead of other teams, you can still win without caring too much.
Sure.
Only exception is if you run into another top tier team, then it becomes a scrim.
That BC Frog emote though, man. Like,
I'm more of a 100 and a flex fan.
Alright, we got a Hex Beam picked
Black
up
is
here.
gonna run into all of them while they're smoked up.
Detection! Where is it? Sentry?
Detection?
A little bit late. Now Ice Jet jumps in. He wants Afu. Try to throw out the boat. He did. On the back line, the Hex goes off against Jabs. They did get the kill, and that was an Anchor Smash stolen. Next Nova, very good Crystal Maiden ultimate, but it's not going to be enough. Ajit pops a BKB, right-clicking onto Black here. On the back line, Yosepter is going to pick up the Timbersaw, but I don't think they have enough lockdown or control or damage to kill him. So I heard a buyback going off. That was a TIE Hunter. So at the end of the day, it was just a 3-for-1 exchange. With the 10-second BKB, I imagine, used on the Morphling? Yeah.
On the Morphling, yeah. And all they get from it is just jabs. This is definitely not enough. This is another teamfight 1 for Faceless. And it's like slightly less carry potential from your Morphling, because that was his first BKB use and you got nothing out of it.
Yeah. I mean, the Jabs kill is very important. I think it's... Delaying his level 25 is very key, but... I mean, going back to the question that I proposed earlier, this is not... We're not going to see a shotgun after this, right? Because if you haven't gone for it now, you don't go for it anymore.
I'd probably agree with that at this point. I think it's still good, but I think you're right.
Alright, ice. Okay.
He's gonna need the right-click damage if they want to have any hopes of killing Ice. Because I think at this point he's pretty much the only one who can do it.
Yeah. I mean, I think he needs like 2 more items. He needs Butterfly and Scotty, exactly.
I don't even know if he goes for both of those first. I think you're right, actually.
What will we go for?
I think Scotty is definitely... Butterfly maybe not totally necessary. Maybe you might need to go more defensive and consider Satanic at some point. It's a very high possibility, I think.
I'm watching Rubik right-click, but because he got strength more, he right-clicks so damn slowly.
He needs to steal it again. He has a 14 agility to morph away.
Uh-oh, X-Nova. Nice Tornado's gonna catch him. X-Nova trying to port home, and... Oh my god, that was close. Time to run, guys! Get out of there! Okay, they're trying to catch. Great retreat here by WG. Nana's on the back line. I'm not sure if the Kun Wave's seen him. Looks like not. And he's likely gonna cut off the next wave and then port home.
He has to be very careful here.
Yeah. He's strong. He's using the Force Spear to draw them close. And then probably double nuke the next wave or something.
I think it's safe to say at this point, Nana is WG's only hope. I think he's the only one capable of making enough space for his Morphling to farm
And he
into
is.
the late game.
And he is making that space.
Yeah, he's doing a really good job of keeping these lanes pushed out.
Especially without BOT, that's just impressive. Oh, Ice has Invis room, and right now, Afu is gonna get caught out on the backline. Afu dead. Meg has been used by Ben as well, so they need to retreat again. And Ice just does not care. Gets to walk in and out in the team fight. Crystal Maiden's out there doing some next level warding, and he might run into the full team. Oh my god.
Might run into Black.
Wait. He's gonna drop the ward and he's gonna drop the sentry. Okay. You will see Black's gonna try to TP out. Oh my god.
Oh my goodness. Oh, that feels bad.
Oh my god. Does he still have the glove of haste? Yes, he does. And 200 gold.
And he just got dewarded there.
Yeah, feels bad.
Real bad. Playing CM in these kind of games is true suffering, honestly.
Yeah.
You just feel so powerless.
You start to become very existential. It's like question about why am I here? What am I doing in
How
my
did
life?
it come to this?
Yeah. Jabs has a Lincoln Sphere, mostly against that Hex that is available on Nano. Meanwhile, Faceless is gonna go get the second Aegis for them. Although Sunstrike, well,
Yeah, actually he got it.
he actually
Wow.
did.
Nana carrying.
he is.
I mean, all things considered, this Nana is a beast on Invoker. Every little bit counts.
Yeah. It's like what? Close to 1,000 gold for the team.
Yeah.
Although the gold graph has making no adjustment, it's just going up, up, and up. To 20k net worth now.
25,000.
Yeah. When do you think he's gonna switch for BOTs? Like right about now?
I would say
Or are you actually?
actually it's still hard, it's kind of hard to say still because he might end up selling his Midas and going for something like
Oh no, you sell
BKB
drums first, right? If you're gonna sell something.
Yeah, actually, I think you're right. You just get rid of the drums because by the time you finish getting 25 is probably where you have enough for your next item,
Yeah.
I suppose. Although at the rate he's farming, he probably would finish it before he even hits 25.
You know, he's actually farming so far from the creep wave that he's actually not getting too much experience. So I think that Midas is pretty key.
Yeah, that's a good point. Sunstrike. Just mess with Jab.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's actually considering a kill on Jabs with that kind of setup.
I mean, maybe if he gets low enough, right? Like, if Jab stays. But Jabs is... Uh-oh, X-Nova, not like this again. He gets
Not
mech'd
like
up. His
this.
HP pool is just like going from 0 to full, full to 0. And Revenant's gonna come in, Jabs. Takes up the kill. Meanwhile, oh, they got the Morphling. That is gonna be high ground.
Bloodthorn on Clinks.
Yep. Ice. In there, does not care.
Wait, this is Faceless's chance.
Yeah.
No buyback on the Morphling. I mean, even if they assume he does have it, they
Force it
definitely
out.
push high ground here and try to force it. And
Yeah.
if he doesn't buy back, then there should be a Rex here. I don't think Nana alone can hold this unless he. Oh, he already got the refresher. So they do have the potential to defend this, but
Okay.
he's gonna have to do a lot of work with this
Yeah,
refresher.
and Ben needs to do a lot of work when it comes to Ravage as well. Okay, Afu's gonna be dead. Ravage, is it gonna be stolen? Looks like not here. Okay, now what?
Oh, yeah, he's just called GG. He doesn't even try.
Yeah. I mean, honestly,
No
dude,
sheep use, no refresh use. He just called it.
Yeah.
His entire team is dead.
well, that was a tough one, man. That was really a tough one.
Just very overall, just really patient play from Faceless. Like they never really pushed or like overcommitted for anything.
Yeah, I
Just
don't-
slowly built up their lead.
I don't think they made any mistakes. It was just very calm, collective play. Well, let's see. Hotbit got eliminated in the semifinals. Merlini got eliminated in semifinals. Fluff won the Battle Cup.
Not
Okay.
bad.
Yeah, not
Wish I could win a battle cup.
Well, I'm sure if you're playing now, you would have won. But unfortunately, the plus of NA
well-
will dodge your ref because you're casting.
Well, actually, the thing is, if I was to play, Merlini asked me to play.
Yeah. You would
So
have got
basically, I would have lost.
Well, maybe if you were playing,
I wouldn't have
you
won.
would have won. Who
They would have
knows?
won.
Yeah.
Well, let's put it this way. I think since I didn't join, my replacement was Fear. I think. So I mean, if you do the math, right, me or Fear, and they still lost, I think I'm pretty sure that we would have lost even harder if I was the replacement.
I don't know, man. One's TI champion, one's a Nexon champion. Pretty close. All right. Anything to said about this particular draft? Like, how much of it was Morphling? If we have to point finger.
I mean, you can't really fault Morphling, right?
Sure, you can. Nana was creating so much space.
It's still not enough though, because even though he makes the space, it's just him and the Morphling, and then the rest of his team just becomes useless. It's not enough. It feels.
Yeah, I actually think it was the support duo of Crystal Maiden and Kunkka. Like, you need to get a lot of things done, and unfortunately, you weren't here watching the first 12 minutes, but they got like 2 kills, and you know it was like, I think 10 minutes in, X Nova was like level 4, Afu was like level 5, and that's just not good. So.
Yeah, I if anything, I wouldn't really blame the Morphling. I just think the draft overall really requires you to have really, really good map movement with your death ball. I wouldn't even call it a death ball, but it's kind of like a 4+1 kind of lineup.
Mm-hmm.
And from what we saw from that game, Faceless just had him running all over the place, and there was just no efficiency coming out of Warriors Gaming. They just got outfarmed completely because of this split push coming out of Faceless.
Yeah. All right, guys, that's game 1 in the books here. Faceless looking to sweep this series 2-0 in the coming up next game. But our Battle Cup champion, WG, hopefully they could scrap one together and take it to game 3. We'll take a short break and we'll be back.